What do you think about that question? Are only white people racist? I mean, yeah, racist people?
No, actually, I don't believe that white people are the only racist people.
Do you believe that they are racist, white people?
From what I have experienced, I can't say that. No, I don't think so.
You don't believe that white people are racist?
Well, when I looked up the definition of racist, it had something to do with someone believing that they were superior. And my experience with white people, I never really got that vibe. I grew up around a lot of black people. I'm from New Orleans, so there was a lot
I'm sorry to hear that.
And
my prayer goes out to you.
I need them.
But no, so you don't believe white people are racist at all?
I don't believe, well, in my experience, it seems that I got more of that type of superior vibe from black people. You know, growing up, it was, you know, who was the fastest runners, who was the best boxers, who was the, you know, the people that, the best dancers, you know. And white people just seem to be clowned all the time by black people. It was like, oh, they can't dance, they don't know how to dress, they have no style, you know. And I didn't really see it the other way.
Right.
You know, but I was told, you know.
And when you were told that white people were racist, did you believe it?
Yeah.
You didn't believe it at one point?
Yeah, because.
Do you still believe it?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm starting to realize that reality in the imagination has a lot to do with intellectual facts and things that you see, and now I'm starting to think that everything that I've witnessed has been more or less a big propaganda campaign, even with history. So if you believe history and you believe what you see on TV, you're probably going to believe that whites are racist.
Amazing. Duran, are you white?
Yeah, quarter Irish.
Oh, hold on. Let me ask a white man. So, Duran, do you believe white people can only be racist?
No.
It's only white people who are racist?
No.
And why don't you believe that?
Because I've seen, you know, Mexicans act crazy towards blacks. I've seen blacks act crazy towards Mexicans. So I've seen everyone be racist at one point.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You say you're white. You kind of look white, but you kind of look Mexican, mixed with a little black.
When you first see me, what did I look like?
Like everything.
Like everything.
You know, Mexican, white, and black.
Yeah. That's funny.
Are you mixed up with everything?
I'm a Native American, Mexican, and Irish.
Oh, man, I'm sorry. Amazing. So let me tell you why I asked this question. Because I want you to start thinking for yourself. Because if you listen to the experts and the people with the degrees and all that, they're going to lead you down the wrong path. And you need to start thinking for yourself. Number one is kind of what I think you said, is that any angry person think that they're superior to another person. They think they're better than other people. Angry people think that way because it's all ego. And so white people who built America, I'm sure some of them think they're better than everyone else because they built America. But then the blacks think that they're the first on the earth and they created everything, and so they think they're better. The Mexicans think that they're better because they think California belongs to them, at least a portion of it, right? All ego thinks that it's better than the next. It's not true, but it's an illusion. And that's why I wanted to ask that question, because I noticed that there have been an attack on Jews lately in New York and other places. You heard about that, right? And so what they did, they passed laws to protect the Jews. They now have Jew laws. You can't talk to the Jew the wrong way. You can't mess with them, right? They call it anti-Semitism or something like that. And then they passed laws to protect the blacks. It's called hate crime. If you attack the blacks, all of a sudden it's a hate crime. But there are no laws to protect the whites. There's no like anti-white law. You can kill the whites. You can rape them. You can murder them. You can break into their homes. You can take their money. But no laws for the whites. And to me, I don't understand how they are able to get away with that, and white people don't say anything about it. White people are under attack all the time by people of color in so many ways because they're accused of being racist and everything is their fault. And If white people disagree, all of a sudden they're racist. So white people are afraid to disagree, so now everybody's attacking them, but there are no white laws to protect them. Anybody notice that?
Yeah.
Have you noticed that in the black shirt right here?
Me, sir?
No, the young man. Yeah.
Yeah, I've definitely noticed that.
And what do you think about that?
I think it's crazy. I mean, I don't necessarily want white laws. I just want everybody to kind of drop that behavior, you know?
Yeah. We need laws just to protect the people. If you commit a crime against the people, you go to jail or whatever, right? But now in America, they have Jewish laws, black laws, Mexican laws, but no white laws. It must be hard to live in America being white. Are you white?
I'm white. I'm also Mexican, though.
Okay, you look more white. What is it like living in the country knowing that you're hated so much and that you're not protected?
I feel like that's only been, during the time of Donald Trump, especially when I came out as a supporter of his. I didn't really think about that kind of stuff, a few years ago. Maybe I was just kind of living in my bubble, but just in the last few years, I feel like things have gotten a lot more crazy. But there's always been that, because I'm like the whitest one in my family because I had a white dad. A lot of my family, like my cousins are all, Mexican, brown.
Okay.
So they would always look at me a little differently. If I had a different preference, they, say it's because I'm white. And it was just always kind of funny to me. It didn't matter. But yeah, I mean, I guess it's always been there. But just in the last few years, I definitely see white people under attack, especially in the media. The mainstream media is just, I'd say, very anti-white, especially the liberal
Are you
media.
afraid to speak up in the public?
No, I actually enjoy it. I kinda,
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't be afraid. One of the reasons that it's like this because it is a spiritual battle between good and evil, right versus wrong. And white people have been accused for a long time now of being racist and all that crap. And they have not spoken up for themselves, and that's why they're the underdog now. Because if you don't speak up for yourself, you're not going to get better. You got to speak up. Even if you're wrong, at least speak up. And then you see, oh, okay, that was wrong. But at least you didn't hold it in. You spoke up, and life will get better for you. So you got to speak up. And the world, as I've said, the world is the Old Testament. Everything that's in the Bible, in the Old Testament, is happening in the world right now. Everything is happening. And the New Testament is in our heart. It's kept away from the children of Satan. And only God allow you to come in, and that way you'll be in the world but not of it. But you got to start speaking up. There's nothing to be afraid of, really. If they call you names, so what? I'm called so many names, I could write a book with just some name calling. Uncle Tom, I've been called nigger so much, I think I'm going to make a nigger t-shirt. I'm going to say, I'm a nigger. Already, they call me Uncle Tom. They say, you Tom is like a mug, right? So now I have a t-shirt that says, Tom is like a mug. I don't care about words. When you're born again of God, when you're in the world but not of it, words don't bother you at all. Really, they just roll off your back. Because the only way that the children of the light can control you, either name calling or threatening you or anything. So if they can control you like that, they got you. All right? You got to overcome the world. You must be born again. All right? I saw a hand. Yes, sir.
So it's kind of interesting because I was talking over the holidays. I went back home and was like hanging out with some old high school friends of mine, and we were kind of talking a little bit about this too, about like how the world's kind of gotten so sensitive and everyone's so easily offended, especially with race.
Yeah.
And I went to a high school like kind of in a city, in like an inner city area. Not like a bad part or anything, but it was a genuinely diverse school. Like it was pretty mixed up, but like not like forced diversity. It just by geography. That's kind of like how it turned out.
Right.
And it was an all-guys high school, too, so that probably had a lot to do with the fact that no one really got offended over anything. It was sort of just like, I don't know how it was. And we were talking about, like, we used to make some pretty, off-color jokes that were race-based, but not, like, in a spiteful way just because we were young and stupid.
I still make those jokes.
Yeah, no, and we were talking about that. I'm like, we were never offended by it. Like,
right.
We laughed about it. And, like, whoever can make the funniest, most off-color joke usually kind of had, like, got the most respect, And then nobody took it personally. All my black friends had some really good jokes about white folks or Chinese or Asian people and, back and forth. And we were, like, rolling them off again. And we were talking about that. And, like, yeah, like, what does it feel like to be offended? Like, why would you let a word
right.
or a joke or whatever offend you, and then you go and get laws passed as a result of that. Like, why is that a thing? But then I was thinking about you, and I've heard this before of other folks that grew up in the South during the Jim Crow era. What about the laws that go the other way, where there are laws in effect that say only black folks can use this bathroom or this water fountain, and if you go into the white folks line, you get beat up and arrested? Like, wouldn't you say that that's just as evil, or whether or not you call it racist? I know that that's just a word that people made up, but isn't it still wrong to say this line is just for black folks, this line is just for white folks?
Absolutely. Because we are American, right?
Yeah.
So if we are truly American, there should be anything to divide us like that.
Yeah.
And so, but when we were growing up, because black people had character and they had family, they understood that it was just a law. But not all white people felt that or believed that way, right? It was just a law. And no one really argued with each other about it. We knew it was wrong.
So you knew the law was wrong?
Yeah, we knew the law was wrong, but it didn't affect our lives at all.
So when you say that things were better for black folks at that time, it wasn't because of those laws. It was just the fact that...
It was because black people had family.
Yeah.
They were not taught to hate white people. They knew that there were good and bad in all cultures and all races. So we were not taught to hate anybody.
Gotcha.
We knew there were bad people and there were good people. And and they had a father and a mother. They had the grandparents around. We were taught to work. There were black people buying things and getting an education and all kind of things.
Yeah.
That kind of mentality about racism did not exist. No such word even existed that I was aware of, a word called racist.
Right.
Because we were told all the time to treat people the way that you would like to be treated. And that's what we did.
Gotcha. Okay.
Amazing.
Thanks.